The opinions in this podcast are all our own.
But the businesses are real chamber members.
It's a chamber chat.
Coming to you from Wahoo, Nebraska. Chamber Chat with Kate
And Kat.
Welcome to Chamber Chat with Kate.
And Kat. I'm Catherine Nygren.
And I'm Kate DeCoste. This podcast is everything Wahoo Chamber of Commerce.
Well, Kate, I see you've got your green on.
I do. And I didn't really plan it. And then I was like, oh, yeah, we have St. Pat's coming up.
That's right. There's something March about wearing green, so I think it's okay.
Yeah. I was like, I knew it was going to be warm today.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to be warm, but I didn't have another thing to go to today. So it's like, I got to look a little bit nicer.
Warm but cute.
Yeah. Warm but cute. Yeah.
Nice. It's just that busy time of year where lots of things are happening.
I know. It's because it's like St. Patrick's Day and then boom, Easter.
Yes.
So it's like just right away we're right into spring.
It'll be a busy month.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of chamber events this month as well, too.
We do. This month we have, it'll be the next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
For our
awards night.
Yeah,
we've been working hard on that. We've got it all planned. We've got our award recipients all figured out.
Yes.
And so it'll be just the fun part where we get to celebrate them and surprise them.
Yes, and watch them all. It's always that thing where you like look over your
Yes.
like the eyes go like to look, because you don't want to totally stare at that person, but you want to watch their reaction when they actually realize it's them.
Yes. So much fun. So again, that's the 20th, correct?
Yes.
Our award ceremony at Starlight Event Center.
Right.
Cocktails start at 5. Awards start at 5:30.
Yes, and there is a light meal that's going to be served. It's free will donation, and that's when you vote for the board as well.
Yeah, big night.
Yeah.
Well, fun. Should we jump into our section called mailbag questions?
Also, I was like, what do we say?
Oh. Cue that music.
There you go.
Mailbag time.
Open that bag.
So our mailbag question isn't a traditional, like we got it on email or, in the mailbag. It basically came from a Facebook post on our Saunders County
community board.
Yes. I was like online board, and I was like, that's not exactly what they call it.
Yes, the Facebook group,
The
Saunders
Facebook
County
group.
Community Board.
So we thought this would be a good time to answer this, especially because we have a special guest in
We have a guest.
studio today.
Hello.
And she knows all about it, so it will not be us being like, hey, I think this is what
Let me
it
read my
is.
email again.
Yeah. So the question was, it's basically about the old Casey's building. I don't need to ask exactly what the question was. It was basically like, is it for sale?
What's going on?
What's happening? Yeah. So Theresa Klein is in studio, and she knows it all because she kind of wears a lot of hats in our community.
We have a lot of hats, don't we?
You
We all
got a
wear
closet
hats.
full of hats.
Yeah.
We do, but we all do.
We do.
Yes. Well, I'm happy to be here, Kate and Kat, for the chat. But as executive director of the chamber, however, the question about the Casey's property, I'll jump right in. I also am executive director, and so our office also handles economic development. So I'm the director of the Greater Wahoo Development Foundation, which is a group that was started a number of years ago involving a lot of leaders and the city and the utilities company, really wondering or focusing on economic development issues in the community.
Sure.
And I think it started when there was like a lot of question about what lots do we have for sale, what sites do we have to sale,
Right.
a lot of different things like that. But economic development has really changed to other things. But we won't get into that because that's not what I'm here for.
That's for another
Casey's.
podcast episode.
yes, we'll bring you back.
Casey's property. So, yes, the old formerly housing Casey's
Yes.
property on the corner of Chestnut and 12th Street
Mm-hmm.
is for sale.
Yeah.
It started because there were a lot of folks who said, wow, that property is just looking more and more decrepit every day.
Right.
How many years can you drive by that place and
Right.
say, this isn't helping us?
Right.
Right.
On a main
Right.
drag in town. You know,
Right.
it's a
It's
main
not hidden at
intersection.
all.
No.
We all go to Pizza Hut in Acapulco, right? We
Right.
drive by it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Or going to school.
Corner market.
Or going to
Yes.
school, or just getting
Yeah.
on to the bypass.
Mhm.
I've definitely, like it's a
main
it
intersection.
is a main intersection now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I knew there were a lot of folks that were interested, but they had reached out to Casey's and not gotten any information. So the city was also concerned. And so our city attorney, Jovan Lasserer, is amazing. He reached out. And you know what? An attorney can get a lot done.
Yes.
And so
People
They got
sit
a
up
little-
and listen when
Yeah,
they
they got a
get
little
letter
power
from
behind
the
them. Yeah.
attorney.
Right.
you gotta love it. And so actually, thanks to Jovan and his good work, the Casey's folks did say, you know what, you're right. I can understand as a community, you need that property to look better, A, but number two, be part of the productive part of the community.
Right.
Right. Yes.
We
Not
don't
just-
don't just sit there. So, so they actually agreed to sell it to the city or their designee, and the city said, we don't need to own it. But the Greater Wahoo Development Foundation Board, we started meeting back in September.
Oh, wow. This has been going on for a
It's
while.
Going on a while. This hat fits really well. But I've got a great board. And so the board and our bylaws said, yes, you can participate. This is something we should do if it's a betterment for the community. So we signed on it a week ago, Friday.
Okay. So fresh.
Big news.
Fresh.
Yes.
Fresh ink.
That's right.
And the first thing we did was we got the locks changed, of course. We got new keys. Got in. But then on Sunday, I did what any good spouse would do. And I said to my husband, hey, you want to go on a field trip with your chainsaw?
You traded in your chamber exec hat for a construction hat.
Yes. Because don't men love using their chainsaws?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know
All
mine.
their
On a
all
nice
the
day.
tools. Yes.
So bless his heart, Randy came and we cleaned out all the trash trees around there, and there was a lot
Oh,
more.
good.
It looks
It looks totally different, I've noticed.
I haven't, I'm not that far from here, but I haven't been over there since you've done that.
Okay, so now that the property is all cleaned up, what's next steps look like for you?
Well, the steps are already in process. So what we did was we have an RFP, which is a request for proposals, already
Okay.
put together. So what it is we have a number of documents. They're at the Chamber and Economic Development Office, or just give me a call at 402-443-4001. And what we have is like all the details about the property, including the covenants that Casey's had put on there. So can't have another convenience store there.
Makes
And
sense.
then also, rather than the board of Greater Wahoo Development Foundation, rather than say we want X, Y, or Z business, the board members said, wait a minute. And there was a lot of conversation. What do we want to see? It's got to have quality of life. It's got to be good for families. It's got to be business friendly. It's got to be aesthetically pleasing. Of course, there's design standards that have to be met. And so the board actually said, you know what? We aren't going to put anything that we want on that list. We're going to let people come forward with their ideas. So the developers or people who want to develop that property just need to get the information. We have 60 days for folks to put things together.
Oh,
So
okay.
by May 1st, I just need to submit all this information in writing.
Gotcha.
So yeah. And then the only guidelines are the zoning regulations for that territory. So
Oh, okay.
we're
Okay.
gonna just the whole concept was that property wasn't accessible, wasn't moving.
Right.
They weren't, people I know had reached out to the corporate office and had not gotten information or that wanted to buy it. And so it was just a way for the city to reach out to us and say, okay, would you guys want to buy this? And it's like, you know what, we will buy this so we can get it into the hands of a developer that can make this a great property for Wahoo.
Yeah. I think
Nice.
I love
fast
that.
track it a little bit instead of just letting
Exactly.
it just sit there and twist in the wind.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast track.
Yeah.
So fast.
Is anything go fast? But yes, we're
Right.
we're excited to the board is excited, and I love working with both my boards. But actually, I have a third one with the Wahoo Community Foundation. But great folks that really want to help Wahoo grow the right way. So
Sure. Well, and I'm excited. Like, I loved, that you did, like, we have boards and foundations and all of that are thinking about that and not just letting it sit there and drive by it and be like, well, that's an eyesore.
I wish somebody would do something with it.
would do something with it. And I didn't have I had no idea that it was because people had reached out to Casey's, but we're not hearing anything back, or I just thought just no one was interested in it yet. I don't know why I thought that, but
Right.
yeah.
it's just sometimes it's hard, when it's property's owned by someone that's not a part of the community,
Right,
Mhm.
right.
that isn't connected, and it's best to get it in the hands of people who live here
Yes.
and
Oh,
care
yeah.
Yeah.
and get things going.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm excited to see
We're
what it
excited.
becomes.
Right.
yeah. And if you have an idea, call the Chamber and Economic Development
Right,
Office.
right. I love that creativity.
Yeah.
We'll be sending. We'll put some connections out on social media. So
Okay, great. I was
shortly,
just
so.
gonna ask, like, how do people
Learn more
Hey,
about
learn
it.
just call.
more? Okay.
Or call the city.
Okay.
They're in
Or
the know
call
too.
a banker. All the banks in town have the information.
all
the
the
attorneys,
realtors.
all the realtors.
Oh,
I tried to
perfect.
send all the documents to as many people that could be
Would be
asked
like
for help.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah. Someone stopped in yesterday and was saying, okay, I need a business plan for this proposal. And so we were talking through where he or she could go to
Oh.
get
Mhm.
assistance. So
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Nice.
We aren't in the real estate business, trust me.
Right,
That's not
right.
the goal.
This is not going to be an everyday occurrence, but it's nice to have those things in place for when it works out to do such a thing,
Mhm.
Yep, exactly.
That's
Mhm.
cool.
Exactly.
So thinking about all the hats, you talked about your 3 different boards. Do you want to kind of just tell us what it is to be a chamber executive and like what's a day in the
A
life
day in
look
the
like?
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will you let us
How
peek into your
much
closet?
time?
I mean, we met. It was at 9:15 today, and you were like, "Yeah, I've already recorded at Saunders County Online, and I had like two
2 other
other meetings,
meetings.
and it was 9:15 in the morning."
We're that's not every day, but I feel bad because our office door says our hours on it, and then we try to. I mean, we have a lot of meetings.
Right.
We have a
Mhm.
lot of meetings off site.
Right.
Mhm.
And if I have someone call and say, like, I loved it when Charlie at the Wahoo Locker said, "Hey, Theresa, you got a few minutes? I got a new product. Do you want to come over?" And I'm like, I am there.
Right. Right.
Right?
It was
Say no
not
more.
something to eat.
Not
but
food?
darn
Oh.
it. But I was a little disappointed. But so a lot of my time is spent working with businesses, but we also spend a lot of time getting phone calls.
Sure.
We are supported, our office, more than just the chamber. Our office is supported by the utilities and the city to some extent, as well, to be that open front door kind of
Welcome mat for the
tourism.
city.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Oh, right,
and help
right.
people find things. So I did have a call yesterday from this sweet gentleman from, I believe, from Grand Island, and he said, "Can you tell me, is the Fred Hemmings jewelry store still open in Wahoo?" And I said,
Wow.
"Oh, sir."
There was something before Lurch's?
I've
Well,
never heard of that one.
I said I was born in '62 and I've never heard of it. But
Right.
Uh-huh.
so then he told me the story. His grandfather's gold watch.
was still there.
No. He dropped it off in 1919. No.
Oh, good.
he said, well, I'm going through my things and my daughter wants my grandpa's watch. And so we opened it up, and in the back it said it was purchased in 1889
What?
at Fred Henning's jewelry store in Wahoo, Nebraska.
Wow.
Isn't
wow.
that cool?
So it
That
was
is a neat
here.
story.
It was
There
something
was
that,
here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So
wow.
as a chamber exec, I send them to the people that know.
Right.
Right.
So I just said, hey, give Aaron Hauser
I
a
was
call.
I was
Say,
going to
we
say,
have
is
a
that who you
museum.
called?
Our Saunders County Historical Society has so many answers, and
Right.
she is so knowledgeable about so many different
Yes.
things and how to get information. So,
Right.
Mhm.
and that's really what a lot of what we do is connect people.
Right.
And actually with all my boards is how do you connect people with ideas to people with property? How do you connect people who need something with the right businesses? And that is we get lots of calls from people saying, hey, how do I fix my garage door? Or do you know
Oh.
anybody who cleans houses? Or
Sure.
how can I get a hold of, X, Y, or Z? So
Uh-huh.
ours is we have our chamber member list. We always those are our go-tos. But as you know, with the app and with so many other things we do, from my economic development side, we support all businesses.
Right.
So it's really a fun little process. But we're lucky we have a lot of good folks around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, we didn't do this at the beginning because we were kind of like doing you at like having you be a surprise.
Oh boy.
But I
Surprise.
know that you had, and I don't actually remember them. I know the cat wrote them down, but you had some fun facts, Wahoo fun facts that you brought in.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you remember any of those?
Yes. Well, and that's tied to the honor that Wahoo had being selected by the Nebraska National Guard as the first community partner, which is so exciting and resulted in a day-long a long day of
There's been a lot of
activities.
planning.
Yes.
Which is why there's a lot of
A
meetings.
lot of meetings going on.
Lots of meetings. But so through that process learned that the first Army, we have our armory here in town.
Mhm.
We've had as long in my knowledge, someone from the National Guard has always been stationed here, a battalion or a group or something.
Mhm.
But 1889 was when the first, is that right?
1880.
1880. Well, that's what I
Oh.
said. Yep. Okay. 1889 was the watch.
Yes, yes.
1880 was when the first military installation was here
Okay.
in Wahoo. And then after that, I think at one point, while the Air Guard was always in Lincoln, the Army originally started their helicopters based out of the Wahoo Airport.
That's
oh, wow.
cool.
That is very cool.
And that was in the 60s, I believe. So
Uh-huh.
very cool little connections to the National Guard. And they said that they selected Wahoo as the first community partner because of our long history of supporting the military.
Oh,
Interesting.
And we have a lot of veterans that live here in Saunders
Right.
County in this
Mhm.
community.
Right.
And we have that beautiful Veterans Memorial up at the
you
courthouse.
so
do.
pretty.
It is. It is. And every time I go by there, I see people there. Like
Mhm.
I never not. I don't think I don't ever see someone, and I always look at their car
Oh.
license plate, and they're all, it's always an out of
Out of
town,
town.
Yeah.
license plate, and
One
they're
of the
coming
comments
to check
that was
it out.
made with the planning committee from the National Guard was they love the fact that Veterans Memorial not only promotes and supports and honors veterans, but also current military, the disabled,
Sure.
and women in the military. So there's a lot of different aspects of honoring, and they pointed out that's what they thought was incredibly special about that memorial.
oh,
That's interesting.
yeah,
I know.
I like that a lot.
It made me feel really proud, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it.
right.
Not at all, but I love it there.
Do we want to talk real quick about some of the things that happened during the visit from the National Guard?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
because that
this
will
week-
have happened yesterday when
Yes.
this airs.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, how many heard the helicopter fly over town and land on the football field? Isn't
am
that
excited
cool?
about
Right.
that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the mornings, 8 a.m., Governor Pillen, hopefully, will be joining the Adjutant General of the Nebraska National Guard at a wreath-laying ceremony at the Veterans Memorial. And this partnership program is that they want to work, and this is directed by the Major General, that wanted to reconnect and find other partnerships within the community. So wanting to meet with business members, wanted to meet with leaders, wanting to meet with school leaders, wanting to meet with, of course, veterans, but just other different layers within the community to find out what other ways can they partner with us. Is it classes in strategic leadership for certain segments of our leadership?
Right.
Just really fun things. So wreath-laying ceremony, the signing ceremony, 1:30 out at the NRD. Our Greater Wahoo development, the folks that bought Casey's, we'll have our meeting at noon had our meeting out at noon at the NRD building, and a number of their members of their leadership are going to be all day here, but will be joining us there. They're going to meet with we have all of our chamber members. Actually, all businesses are invited to the library, so that happened at 10:30. You like how I'm switching tenses?
Right.
here?
Yes. Yeah, recording before it happens.
It's always
but
hard.
airing after it does.
Yeah, yeah. It
I
always makes
really
you,
have no
but-
idea what day it is right now.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I literally don't know where I'm at.
But it's such a big deal. We have to talk about it somehow.
Right.
It is.
Right.
It is. The fun fact is that it will be the leadership from the National Guard, the Army National Guard, the Air Guard, and NEMA, the Nebraska Emergency Management. So it'll be all aspects. The emergency management folks meeting out at the hospital, meeting with our first responders, our fire department, our ambulance, everything. So just also meeting with utilities and just looking at different ways that they can support us and we can support them.
That's great. I mean, it is a full day.
That is a full day.
It ends
lots of planning to get
4:30 to 5:30 at the all veterans meeting at the Vets Club, and then we're ending with a dinner where we talk about the whole day. So by 8 o'clock, 8 to 8, 12 hours, 12 hours.
Well, it's a nice way to end it.
I'm so
Yes,
tired
yes.
today.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Yes, you did.
Oh my gosh.
Just another one of the hats that you wear.
Yeah.
This
You
has been
know?
a fun process. I learned a lot about the military.
I
and
bet,
They
I
are
bet.
so organized. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I knew
Yes.
what time I needed to be exactly where.
Right.
Right?
I need them in my life.
Do we want to talk about, so now that this is all planned and done when this airs and the Casey's thing is done, like what's next for you? Like what are you going to spend all this free
golly.
time on now
Oh,
that
free
you're,
time.
you're not
Because
cutting
you-
down trees?
Right. You're not cutting down trees, and we didn't talk about it, but you didn't. You're done. Like check mark with the directory.
The chamber
Yes,
directory.
the
So
chamber
next
directory.
week,
Yes.
we are having our chamber awards and meeting night out at
Right.
Starlight Ballroom on the 20th. And the directory will be out for the first time.
Oh, great.
Revealed.
So the fun part of that
Revealed.
night is the awards.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And, our chamber and our chamber board works very hard at surprising people.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
So we will not talk anymore
about that.
the
Right.
awards.
We'll wait till that happens. We'll talk about
But
that.
that directory will go out in the Wahoo newspaper, so all subscribers will get it. We'll have a bunch at like the local banks and at the city office. It will go in our new
Welcome
welcome
bags.
bags for
Oh,
all
that's
new
right.
residents of
Yeah.
the community, and we'll have plenty of copies at the office, and we'll send them out to all chamber members. But the new
Nice.
directories actually feature some neat old pictures on the front.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right. I did see that
because
cover.
we are starting our second century as a chamber.
Oh,
That's pretty impressive.
I like
1923 is when they
Okay.
started.
So this is what, year 101?
One.
We are 101.
101.
Yeah.
I think we should party.
I think
I
so
think
too.
so, too. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah,
So-
so that's a big one.
So what do you got up your sleeve for year 101?
Year 101. Gosh, you know what? The other thing is I'm so excited about our website, which will be launched
That's right.
shortly.
That will be,
Yes.
well, we kind of talked about that being launched at
Yes.
the
Yep.
at the meeting and awards night as well.
So
Yeah.
be a good time to come.
Yeah.
Oh man, so exciting. So,
Yeah.
and thanks to you two, love our app that is still growing. The We
Yeah.
Are Wahoo. We have lots of folks that reach out and say, okay, now how do I get on that?
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Well, I use it all
Could
the
you-
time when there was state basketball and the Warriors were playing last week, and I was in South Dakota and was looking for the streaming. I just went to the app, and then it's right there. I'm not
Right.
searching around, on websites.
Trying to find
yeah, I
it.
use
You
it all the time for school stuff.
Well, and that's a good thing to talk about too, or mention, because we'll be coming up to St. Patrick's. There is going to be under the Eat section. The first button on the front, on the top row will be green. All of our other buttons are red. And it's going to have specials that the restaurants in town are having.
I love that.
And we did that for
yum.
Valentine's Day too, and I think that worked out where it's one place, so you don't have to be looking all over Facebook.
Who's
or-
got corned beef?
right,
you
right?
know?
Who's got corned beef? Who's
Okay.
got the
Where's
Did
the
you
green
s-
beer?
right?
Did you
right.
see the size of the cabbages at Family Fair? They're
No.
bigger than my
Huge.
head.
They're huge. I did see
Oh no,
that.
I need to go see.
No, yeah, I was like, is this like I was like, is that
Is that
is
real?
it cabbage? Like I was like, is this something else?
I reached out and checked
Oh.
because I was like, that is so big. No, it's
Yep,
it's
cabbage.
real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
I was like, maybe it's a new vegetable I don't
I know, it's
about.
A giant what?
Yes,
Okay, I have to go
yes.
now.
Yeah, you have to check it out. Yeah.
That's a lot of sauerkraut.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I've made sauerkraut.
Did you?
Did you? I'm
Not in the last 30 years, but,
But
yes,
I
I have.
That's exactly for me.
We had a
Me
baseball
too.
bat and a crock.
Yeah,
we,
baseball bat.
like-
You had to pound it.
Yep, you had to pound it.
Oh, we had these little
Oh.
wooden. They were big dowels, and when you were packing them in the jar, you had to sit and
Oh.
pound it, and then
Uh-huh.
put a little more caraway. Pound,
Yep.
pound, pound, pound,
Really?
Mhm.
Oh.
pound. You gotta pack your cabbage. Why? I don't know why you're laughing.
I've never packed my cabbage.
There's going to be leftover cabbages at Family
There
Fair.
you
There
go.
are.
Here's your
I
chance
think
There will
I
be
might-
opportunities.
I think we're gonna have like a chamber outing of
There you go.
a bonding.
They
There
have
you
a
go.
pallet of giant cabbage heads. Okay.
Get all choked up. Woo.
Oh, what fun.
So yeah, and then in April we'll have our appreciation,
appreciation.
which I always
Yes.
that's always I always like that one.
24th of
Fun.
April.
Yeah.
I do too. I love the fact that it evolved from Secretary's Day
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
when all the bosses had to take their secretaries out to lunch.
Right.
And Wahoo didn't have enough restaurants.
Right.
Now we probably do.
Oh, is that where it
Probably.
started?
Yeah, they didn't have enough restaurants, so they couldn't take everybody out.
out.
Huh,
So
I'd
they
never
said,
heard that before.
Hey, let's go ahead and have a dinner, and then everybody can take them there, and all the people are like, yeah, that's much better. And then,
Right.
then it evolved into those wonderful swag bags full
Mhm.
of goodies. Oh, I will tell you, the chamber gift for the employee appreciation, we have these awesome bags
Oh.
that have the
Ooh.
We Are Wahoo W on them. They're gonna be cool.
Oh, I want
They're
one.
gonna be
Yeah,
cool.
I'm excited.
You're gonna have to
Didn't
come.
say
I
I
will,
will. Buy
I
my
will.
ticket.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. More information. Check the website
Yes.
Yeah.
in a week.
In a week.
Yep. Website
yeah.
or the app.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. That's always a good experience because everybody can kind of come and go, and people just sit around and talk because
Yeah.
it's a
Mhm.
chance
That's
for
what I
you
like
to
watching.
see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see all these different people that you might not see in the community that you know,
Right.
but you just
never
haven't
run into them.
Right. You just haven't seen them in a long time.
You can't bank at every bank.
Right.
There's
Right.
that too.
I mean, you
Yes.
could.
I mean, you can, but
You can,
Yes.
but you don't
Uh-huh.
see everybody because they're
Right.
working. So
Right.
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
yeah.
It'll be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, wow. We covered a lot today.
We did. This was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you for joining
I
us
can
in
bring
the
any
studio.
hat. I can bring any
Yes.
hat you want.
Next time I have to bring Jen. She
Oh,
needs to,
yes.
I know it.
and she needs to
She's working.
she is working.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Someone's got to hold down the
Hold down the fort.
office.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I think she's busy actually because She's busy working on the final nominations
Mm.
for new
Mhm. That's
chamber board
right.
members.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that will happen next week too. So
Yeah.
Nice.
yay, Jen.
All right. Yay, Jen.
Go, Jen.
Yeah.
I just see she texted all of us.
Did she
so
just-
Oh,
yes,
did she? I
yes.
felt something on my watch, but I didn't look.
Yep.
I
She's got
told you
questions.
we all knew
Yes.
she was working.
She's working.
Yep. And she
Thank-
like her ears were like
Burning.
burning.
Yes,
Like they're
yes.
talking about me.
Thanks for having me. I knew
Yes.
I would laugh a lot.
Yeah.
So
always a
this has
given.
been great. I have I
need-
feel a lot of
yes.
oxygenation.
Yes, so you can get
can
the
carry
rest
on
of
with the rest of your day.
Yes,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
Who knows what I'll be doing?
I know, right? Who knows what hat's going to come out of the closet next?
There you
Right,
go.
right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, and don't forget.
To keep it local, friends.
This has been a chamber chat
With Kate.
and Kat.
See you next time.
Are we ready for that time that we call mailbag time? I still wasn't ready for it.
One more time.
Oh, Kate, are we ready for that section we call mailbag time?
Cue the music.